Protein bars are supposed to be one of the healthiest things you can grab on the go, right? High protein for muscle recovery, convenient nutrition, perfect for busy lifestyles. But here is the dirty secret the protein bar industry does not want you to know. Most of the protein bars sold in Australian supermarkets are not the health foods they claim to be. And I'm not exaggerating. Independent nutritional analysis has shown that many protein bars marketed as healthy contain more sugar than a chocolate bar, are loaded with artificial sweeteners that wreak havoc on your gut, and use cheap, inferior protein sources that your body can barely absorb. You are paying premium prices for glorified candy bars wrapped in fitness marketing. I have spent months researching this, reading ingredient labels, consulting with dietitians, and analysing the nutritional panels that most Australians never bother to check. What I discovered is absolutely shocking, and the protein bar industry is one of the most deceptively marketed food categories in Australia. Consumers are getting absolutely ripped off. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which brands to avoid and how to spot fake health foods disguised as protein bars. Number 7. Hillcrest Protein Bars, Aldi. Let's start with Aldi's house brand protein bars. At around $4 for a 5-pack, they seem like incredible value. But here's the problem. When you are paying less than $1 per protein bar, corners are being cut somewhere, and with Hillcrest, those corners are being cut everywhere. The first thing you will notice when you flip the package over is the ingredient list reads like a chemistry textbook. These bars are loaded with maltitol, a sugar alcohol that is notorious for causing digestive distress. Consume more than a couple of these bars and you might find yourself spending the afternoon in the bathroom. Sugar alcohols like maltitol can cause bloating, gas, cramping, and even have a laxative effect in sensitive individuals. The protein content is mediocre at best, coming in at around 10 grams per bar. For comparison, a quality protein bar should deliver at least 15 to 20 grams. You are essentially getting the protein equivalent of a small handful of nuts, but with a massive dose of artificial sweeteners and processed ingredients your body does not recognize. The texture is another red flag. These bars have that distinctly artificial, overly sweet taste that lingers in your mouth. That is the maltitol and other sweeteners doing their work. Real protein bars made with quality ingredients do not leave that chemical aftertaste. I have seen reviews from Australians complaining about stomach issues after eating these bars, and the complaints are consistent. The cheap price point comes at the expense of your digestive system. If you are grabbing these because you think you are being smart with your money, you are actually paying for it later with gut discomfort and subpar nutrition. Number 6. Mars and Snickers protein bars. These are perhaps the most deceptively marketed protein bars in Australian supermarkets. Mars and Snickers have capitalised on their brand recognition to sell what are essentially candy bars with some protein powder thrown in. The packaging proclaims more protein, less sugar, but let us look at what that actually means. A Snickers protein bar contains around 18 grams of protein, which sounds impressive until you examine the rest of the nutritional profile. These bars still contain approximately 9 to 10 grams of sugar per serve, and they use maltitol as a sweetener. The ingredient list includes glucose syrup, invert sugar syrup, palm oil, and hydrolyzed collagen as a primary protein source. Here is what Mars does not want you to know. Hydrolyzed collagen, while trendy, is one of the lowest quality protein sources available. It has a very different amino acid profile compared to whey or casein. Collagen is notably low in leucine, the amino acid most important for muscle protein synthesis. If you are eating these bars thinking they will help with muscle recovery and growth, you are being misled. The marketing is genius, but manipulative. They have taken iconic candy bar brands and repositioned them as fitness foods. Australians see Snickers and protein on the same package and assume it has been transformed into something healthy. It has not. you are still eating a processed confectionery product with a protein label slapped on it. At around $4 per bar, you are paying premium prices for what is essentially a slightly modified candy bar. The sugar content is still too high, the protein quality is questionable, and the artificial sweeteners can cause digestive issues. These bars belong in the confectionery aisle, not the health food section. Number 5. Musashi High Protein Bars. Musashi is one of Australia's most recognised sports nutrition brands, with endorsements from professional athletes and prominent shelf placement in every Woolworths and Coles. But brand recognition does not equal quality, and Musashi protein bars are a clear example of marketing over substance. The 90-gram Musashi High Protein Bar boasts an impressive 45 grams of protein, which sounds incredible until you examine how they achieve that number. The protein blend lists hydrolyzed collagen protein first, followed by calcium caseinate, soy protein isolate, and whey protein isolate. Having collagen as the primary protein source is a major red flag. Collagen protein is dramatically inferior for muscle building compared to whey or casein. It lacks adequate leucine and has a very different amino acid profile. Musashi is essentially padding their protein numbers with the cheapest protein source available, while charging premium prices. The bars also contain soy protein isolate, which is controversial for several reasons. Soy protein isolate was once considered a waste product in soy processing until manufacturers found they could market it as a protein source. It is cheap and not high quality, yet it appears in bar after bar because it keeps costs down. Reviews consistently describe the bars as overly sweet with an artificial taste, and many consumers report digestive discomfort. At around $6 to $7 per bar at full price, Musashi is charging premium rates for a product that uses inferior protein sources and is loaded with sweeteners such as sucralose and maltitol. The clear plastic wrapper is another concern. Light degrades protein bars just like it degrades olive oil. Quality producers use opaque packaging to protect their products. Musashi uses clear wrappers because the bar looks appealing, but by the time you buy it after it has been sitting under supermarket lights, the quality has already diminished. Number 4. Quest Protein Bars. Quest bars have developed almost a cult following among fitness enthusiasts, but they are far from the perfect protein bar they are marketed as. At $4.80 per bar at Woolworths, unless you catch them on sale, these American imports are expensive and come with some serious concerns. The ingredient list includes polydextrose, a synthetic fiber Quest uses to boost their fiber claims. Independent testing has shown polydextrose does not offset carbohydrate absorption like natural fibers do. In fact, Quest Nutrition was actually sued for misleading marketing claims about their fiber content. The net carbs displayed on the package may not reflect the actual impact on your blood sugar. Quest bars are sweetened with erythritol, sucralose, and steviol glycosides. While some people tolerate these artificial sweeteners fine, many experience significant digestive issues. The high fiber content combined with sugar alcohols is a recipe for bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort. Online forums are filled with Australians complaining about the digestive effects of Quest bars. The protein comes primarily from milk protein isolate and whey protein isolate, which are decent sources. But the bars also contain palm kernel oil, a highly processed fat that is roughly 80% saturated fat. Palm kernel oil is extracted using chemical solvents and is one of the unhealthiest fats you can consume. It is cheap, which is why manufacturers use it, but it has no place in a supposedly healthy protein bar. Quest bars also have a distinctive artificial taste that many people find off-putting. That overly sweet chemical flavour results from all those artificial sweeteners working overtime to mask the taste of the protein. If you have to use that many sweeteners to make something palatable, perhaps the product should not exist in its current form. Number 3. BSC Body Science Protein Bars. BSC markets itself as Australia's #1 performance lifestyle nutrition brand, and their protein bars are everywhere. But being popular does not mean being healthy, and BSC's bars have some serious issues hiding behind that Australian-made marketing. The ingredient list for their high-protein, low-carb bars includes multiple sweeteners, including maltitol, sorbitol, and steviol glycosides. That is 3 different types of sweeteners in a single bar. Maltitol is particularly problematic, as it has a glycemic index that can affect blood sugar levels almost as much as regular sugar. So while the bar might be marketed as low carb, the actual impact on your body tells a different story. The protein blend includes collagen peptides, soy protein isolate, calcium caseinate, and whey protein isolate. Once again, we see collagen and soy protein being used to pad protein numbers while keeping costs down. These are inferior protein sources compared to pure whey protein isolate, yet BSC charges premium prices. Consumer reviews mention inconsistent quality in bars that are excessively sweet. The extensive use of artificial sweeteners gives these bars a chemical taste that is hard to ignore. Some customers have reported digestive issues, which is not surprising given the cocktail of sugar alcohols used. At around $4 per bar in multi-packs, BSC is charging significant money for a product that relies on cheap protein sources and artificial sweeteners. Their marketing emphasises being Australian-made, but where a product is made does not guarantee quality ingredients. You can manufacture a substandard product anywhere, and BSC seems to be doing exactly that while wrapping it in patriotic marketing. Number 2, Carmen's Protein Bars. Carmen's has built a reputation as a wholesome Australian brand. The packaging features natural imagery and health-conscious messaging, but their protein bars are a masterclass in misleading marketing, and Australians are falling for it. The first problem is sugar content. Carmen's uses glucose syrup and honey as sweeteners, which sound natural, but sugar is still sugar. Their protein-salted caramel nut butter bar contains significant calories and fat, with the protein content being underwhelming for a bar marketed specifically as a protein product. Consumer advocate group Choice has criticised Carmen's for selective use of the Health Star rating system, only displaying ratings on their healthier products while hiding ratings on less healthy options. This cherry-picking of health claims is deceptive marketing designed to make consumers think the entire range is healthier than it actually is. The bars are also expensive for what you get. At $1.26 per bar or more, you are paying premium prices for a product that delivers modest protein content alongside substantial sugar and fat. The protein comes largely from soy protein, which, as we have discussed, is a lower quality source that manufacturers use because it is cheap. What really bothers me about Carmen's is how they have positioned themselves as a health food company while selling products that barely qualify as healthy. Australians trust the brand because of years of wholesome marketing, but that trust is being exploited. The bars taste good because they are full of sugar and fat, not because they are genuinely nutritious. Recent reviews have also raised concerns about dramatic shrinkflation, with bars reducing from 45 grams to 32 grams while prices continue to increase. You are getting less product for more money, and what you are getting was not particularly good value to begin with. Number 1, pure protein bars. This is hands down one of the worst widely available protein bars you will find in Australian supermarkets. Pure protein bars are American imports that have somehow gained shelf space in Woolworths and Coles, and they are absolute garbage disguised in healthy-looking packaging. The ingredient list is horrifying. The chocolate coating alone contains maltitol, fractionated palm kernel oil, and various artificial ingredients. Palm kernel oil is the most processed form of an already problematic fat. Unlike regular palm kernel oil cannot be obtained organically. The oil must be extracted using gasoline-like hydrocarbon solvents. This is what is coating your health food. Pure protein bars boast low net carbs, but this is misleading because of massive amounts of maltitol. The bars contain around 9 grams of maltitol per serving, which is enough to cause serious digestive distress in most people. Maltitol also has a glycemic index that can affect blood sugar, so the low-carb claims do not tell the whole story. The protein sources include hydrolyzed collagen, milk protein isolate, and whey protein concentrate. Once again, cheap collagen is being used to boost protein numbers while keeping costs down. The bars also contain sucralose, an artificial sweetener that recent research has linked to inflammation, disruptions in the gut microbiome, and metabolic disease risk. The taste is distinctly artificial and chemical. Multiple reviewers describe these bars as tasting like sweetened whey protein with a revolting artificial aftertaste. The texture is often compared to candy bars, which makes sense because nutritionally, that is essentially what they are. At around $2.50 to $3 per bar, you are paying reasonable prices for absolute junk. These bars look like candy, taste like candy, and have the nutritional profile of candy with some protein powder mixed in. The aggressive health marketing is completely disconnected from the reality of what is inside the wrapper. Pure protein bars represent everything wrong with the protein bar industry: cheap ingredients, misleading marketing, and consumer health treated as an afterthought. Here is what you need to understand about the protein bar industry. Most manufacturers are playing a game with your health. They use cheap protein sources like collagen and soy isolate because they are inexpensive, then pad the rest of the bar with sugar alcohols, artificial sweeteners, and processed fats. The marketing teams create packaging covered in fitness imagery and health claims, while the actual product is barely better than a candy bar. So what should you buy? Here are the protein bar brands actually worth your money. Number 1, Chief Collagen Protein Bars. This is the gold standard for Australian protein bars. Chief has done what most brands refuse to do: create a protein bar with genuinely clean ingredients that your body will recognize as real food. At around $5 per bar, it is expensive, but worth every cent. The ingredient list is remarkably short and recognizable: cashews, grass-fed collagen, tapioca starch, pure maple syrup, MCT oil powder, and monk fruit as a natural sweetener. That's it. No maltitol, no sucralose, no chemical additives. I have criticized collagen protein in other bars, but Chief uses it correctly. They are transparent about what collagen does and does not do, and they combine it with nuts to provide a complete amino acid profile. The grass-fed sourcing is genuinely better for the environment and for product quality. Each bar delivers around 15 to 16 grams of protein, with only 2.5 grams of sugar. There are no artificial thickeners, fillers, emulsifiers, or sugar alcohols. The bars are recommended by nutritionists, naturopaths, and functional medicine doctors because they contain ingredients that support health rather than compromise it. Chief bars are keto-friendly, paleo-friendly, and do not cause the digestive distress associated with sugar alcohol-laden competitors. They taste like a nutty, biscuity treat without that artificial sweetness that plagues other brands. If you want a protein bar that is actually healthy, Chief is the answer. Number 2, Blue Dinosaur Protein Bars. Blue Dinosaur takes a whole food approach to protein bars, and the results speak for themselves. At around $4 to $5 per bar, these are premium products made with premium ingredients. The protein comes from a mix of collagen and egg white powder, providing approximately 20 grams per bar. The ingredient list features real foods like nut butters, dates for natural sweetness, and minimal processing. No artificial sweeteners, no sugar alcohols, no mysterious additives. The bars are higher in natural fat from nut butters, which helps with satiety and provides sustained energy. The sugar content is low despite using dates as the primary sweetener, with around 6.5 grams per bar. That is comparable to just over 1 teaspoon of sugar, which is far less than most competitors. Blue Dinosaur bars are gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free, making them suitable for multiple food sensitivities. The texture is dense and chewy, delivering a satisfying eating experience that does not feel artificial. These bars prove that you do not need chemical sweeteners and processed ingredients to create a delicious protein bar. Number 3, True Protein Bars. True Protein has spent 4 years developing what they claim is the tastiest high-protein bar on the market, and they have achieved it using 100% natural whole foods. At around $4 per bar, these represent excellent value for the quality delivered. The bars combine grass-fed whey protein with bovine collagen, creating a complete amino acid profile that supports both muscle building and overall health. The ingredient list includes almonds, dates, chia seeds, and Himalayan pink salt. No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, no processed fillers. Each bar contains around 14 to 15 grams of protein with only 7 to 8 grams of sugar, all coming naturally from dates. The sugar content varies slightly by flavor, but all options maintain a healthy profile without artificial sweeteners. True protein bars do not have that chemical taste because they do not contain chemicals. The sweetness comes from fiber-rich dates that provide nutrients alongside their natural sugar. The bars are calorie-dense at around 230 calories, making them suitable for active individuals or as a substantial snack. If this video shocked you and opened your eyes to the protein bar scam, smash that like button right now. Share this video with everyone you know, your family, your gym buddies, and your co-workers. They need to see this information because most Australians have no idea they are being ripped off by clever marketing. Subscribe to the channel because I am exposing more food industry frauds and helping you make better choices for your health and your wallet. Hit that bell icon so you do not miss the next video. Drop a comment below telling me which protein bar brand surprised you the most, or if you have been eating any of these fake health foods without realizing it. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. Together, we are going to hold these companies accountable and stop getting ripped off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.